All right, so we got two giant NBA spreads here tonight, and in both games, the public is going to do the same thing. They're going to look at the favorite, and they're going to look at the injury report, and yeah, they're going to lay the wood because one of these games looks and feels a lot like one of the classic better team, bad number spots, and while the other one is the exact same conversation, it's just turned up even louder. But buyer beware in these games here tonight, and I will explain why in just a minute. Hey, it's Joe Raineri of WagerTalk.com, and we've got the Kings at the Warriors and the Thunder at the Lakers and some late night association action here. And just a quick heads up, if you like this style of breakdown, hang out at the end because I'm going to show you with the upcoming NBA playoffs how we can partner together and make it one hell of an NBA Finals run here at a discount. So stick around for that while we head into, well, Golden State to take a look at this Kings and Warriors matchup. And right now on the board, I am seeing the Warriors at around 14.5, 14, the total sitting right around that 234.5 mark. And listen, this number has already been bet down from as high as 15.5 or 16 overnight. And that matters because once a favorite opens this high and then you see some pushback, you're not really betting who wins anymore. You're betting price. And those are not the same thing, not even close. Now, the Warriors can absolutely win this game by margin. Don't get me wrong. They've got the better roster. They've got, believe it or not, a better injury situation right now. Who saw that coming? But you got the Steph Curry factor, who right now is still listed as probable. And if that's the case, well, then Golden State gets a completely different late game offensive ceiling if he's on the court, even if he's coming off the bench. Now, Sacramento, that is just a mash unit you got going on there. But the big name to keep an eye on is DeMar DeRozan, who is still questionable for this one here. No Keegan Murray, no Russ. I mean, there isn't a whole lot of shot creation that's going to be out on the floor, especially if DeMar DeRozan doesn't go. But here's the problem. 15.5 was expensive. But even at 14.5, that's not a cheap favorite anymore. That's a number where you need Golden State not just to win, but to stay engaged for 48 minutes. And try to avoid that whole dead fourth quarter vibe. And, you know, with Steph back on the court, you could have rest management weirdness, and the back door could be wide open on this game here with Sacramento at this price. And Golden State has not exactly been some sort of automatic, ATS, gotta bet them here at this price point. I mean, they've only covered 34 times in 78 games. So this is not just bet them. They're a good team. They're going to crush a bad team. Not necessarily the case here. But that's the whole handicap, right? Because the market isn't wrong about Golden State being the better team. I think the market may have gone a bit too far on the price, though, because you're still paying a premium for Golden State's edge and Sacramento's just horrific-looking profile. But that's where it gets interesting on the dog here, doesn't it? Because the matchup angle for Sacramento, to me, is pretty simple. If DeRozan does go in this game, the Kings will have enough half-court scoring to stay alive against this Warriors team that has been vulnerable, to say the least, against late covers and certainly some flat spots at home to try and put teams away. Now, that doesn't mean that Sacramento is the better team. It just means that the number is finally big enough that they don't need to be. So the Kings getting 14.5 to me, it's Kings or pass at that price there because I'd rather take the points and the possibility of a backdoor cover than to lay this number with a team that, listen, they already know they're in the play-in tournament. They've already clinched that, and they have Steph back, and he might not even be out on the court come the fourth quarter. So I would much rather have the points than lay the points in this spot. And for 234.5 as far as the total, I do lean over, but slightly here. This isn't some sort of best bet for me. I think that Sacramento can contribute enough offensively to stay alive, and that number makes some sense too, especially with Golden State tending to play a little bit higher scoring games at home. But still, the side to me is the better angle in this spot. And then, of course, the other late night spot we've got here is, well, the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Los Angeles Kings. And yet, Los Angeles Kings, that would be something. Los Angeles Lakers, although the Kings, I think, actually have a better shot of actually winning this game. But let's take a look at the numbers here, because it's an even bigger number than the Warriors and the Kings, right? We saw Kansas City sitting right around, 16 and a half, 17 now. The total, 222, 222 and a half. And unlike the Warriors game, though, this number has been steamed up, and it has been steamed up hard all day. I've seen 4 or 5 different moves alone on this game. We're talking openers close to 14 and a half, and now we're looking 16 and a half to 17 and a half, depending on the shop. That tells you exactly what the market is doing here. It is reacting aggressively to the Lakers' recent injuries and, of course, the current state of affairs there, and I get it. Listen, Oklahoma City, the better team, defending champs. They're 62-16. They've won 5 straight. And even with Jalen Williams out for load management tonight, they still have a huge, huge edge over the Lakers. And the Lakers situation, it's a hot mess. You got LeBron questionable first and foremost. We know there's no Luka. There's no Reeves. It's just gross. And the market is pricing it that way. So I get OKC laying this number. It's not without reason. But just like that Warriors and Kings game, the question is not whether OKC is going to win or if they're the better team. The question is whether or not this current number has already done too much work for them, because 16 and a half to 17 is enormous. And in a game with a total sitting at only 222 and a half, you guys know every point matters just a little bit more. Lower totals and giant spreads certainly make the dog more attractive, because the game is being priced with way fewer possessions and less scoring margins to go around. And that's why this becomes another spot where it's Lakers or pass for me at the current number. Not because the Lakers are suddenly the right team and are better off without Reeves or Luka. No. And it's certainly not because OKC can't win this game by this kind of number. But once a line moves this far off the opener, especially in the NBA, you have to ask, are you betting the team or are you just paying over the market premium for them? And I think at 16 and a half, 17, you're finally at that number where the Lakers become the only side worth considering, especially since OKC has another game coming up tomorrow against the Clippers. Now, that comes with one major condition here, though. And to me, it's all about LeBron's status, because his status matters in this game. If he does play and the Lakers, well, they'll be a little more functional than the market, I think, is pricing them to be. Again, 16 and a half is a lot, but with a modest total, if LeBron is on the court, I would tend to take a shot here. But if he gets ruled out, then the Lakers are just even worse off, and they'd be thinner than what you already expect them to be. And at that point, I'd be looking to pass across the board here in this game. And that's the pivot. So Lakers getting the 16 and a half or maybe even 17 is not a bad look here, guys, if LeBron is in. If he's not, I don't want nothing to do with it here at this point. I would play it to 15 and a half, which is where it might go if LeBron is in, but at 16 and a half, I'm okay with LeBron there. Anything less than 15 and a half, no thanks. But again, OKC could still win this game by 20, but I'm not laying the worst of a huge road number after the market already steamed it up multiple points off the open. And that number, as far as the total goes, I just don't see this thing turning into any sort of full-speed shootout here. OKC can control things without needing to drop 160 points here. So I get the under makes sense. It's why it's been trending that way in the market all day long. So there you got it here, guys. A quick recap. We got the Kings at the Warriors. To me, I'm looking at the Kings plus the money. The market has agreed with me here, getting what, 14 and a half. That's down from 15 and a half at an open. I would play it down to the to 13 and a half, but not much further than that. I do lean over 234 and a half in that game. And the Thunder at the Lakers. And again, if LeBron plays, it's Lakers a pass for me here. But if he sits, then I'm passing on the side. But I do lean the under right now at 222 and a half. Of the two plays, I like the Kings a little bit more, especially if DeRozan is going for me. But those are your two games with monster lines for a little late night action here in the association. Now, if you like this kind of breakdown, and I had told you guys earlier that we are here and have an opportunity for you guys to partner up with us at WagerTalk.com and partner up with me over at WagerTalk.com, because I've had one heck of an NBA season. And yeah, we're talking 110, 79, and 2. 191 plays, over a 58% winning percentage, and more importantly, we have cashed over 54 units on the season. My clients have made a ton of money in the NBA and currently riding a 10-3 run right now in the association. So if you want to ride with me through the NBA playoffs, well, then you can lock in every one of my best bets and top plays right through the finals now for a discounted price, and a price you definitely want to take advantage of, guys. We are talking about $199, normally $249, but by locking that number in now, you get the discount. And keep an eye, listen, these videos are all about the look at the process and how we break these games down. This package is about the full card. It's every bet I'm actually firing on night after night, right through the finals until we crown a champion. You can grab it today by using the shortcut code WT.buzz/JR. And don't forget, the links are all in the description below. Make sure you take advantage of that. And don't forget to hit that like button as well as the subscribe button and become part of that Wager Talk TV family. And make sure, more importantly, you check out all the other game previews that we have for you here on our YouTube channel. Listen, knowledge is power, and there is plenty of it here at WagerTalk.com, and it's here each and every day. So take advantage of it. Make sure you enjoy the games here tonight. Come back and join us again for another preview of the week's action in the NBA. I'll be here and look forward to seeing you again. In the meantime, cheers. Enjoy those games tonight.